School administrators in Fond du Lac sent a letter to parents and staff today regarding a possible threat made to two district middle schools. Fond du Lac police say the investigation started late Friday night after staff were made aware of an alleged threat to Tyson Middle School. Over the weekend, that alleged threat began to spread, impacting Woodworth Middle School. Both were investigated, and it was determined there was no credible threat to school safety. However, principals say police presence will be increased at both of those schools out of an abundance of caution tomorrow.